Well, hi YouTube, Brian here with you once again, and I'm out at the beautiful Talkin Tarn, just outside Brampton in Cumbria, and it's a nice sunny day for a change, not too cold either, but it is the beginning of autumn, or as you'd call it in the States, the fall, and I find this a really interesting time of year, so I've come out here right at the beginning of the season to try and see if I can see any of the change. Now, you'll see on the videos which are going on, sorry about the little wobbling, I have a new camera which I'm trying out and I forgot my Arca Swiss adapter to fit up my tripod, so although I've got my tripod, I can't mount it on, never mind. But the thing is that I brought my camera out, I brought my EM1 Mark 1, and I usually shoot this on RAW plus JPEG, and for these videos I tend to use the JPEG ones, but I'm using the Vivid on this, and the reason is it's right at the beginning of fall here, so it's predominantly a lush green, a dark to mid-green background of all the trees and the foliage, but we're just starting to see some of the change. We're starting to see some of those amber leaves coming on before they go totally red. So at the moment it's predominantly green. What I've tried to do is just use the Vivid to get a little bit of contrast between the two colours, if I can find much. There's not much here, but this is really interesting for me because coming out into this sort of environment at this time, you know what's to come in the next week or two. You know that there's going to be this wonderful lush change in colours of all the foliage, especially the foliage as it's starting to die on the trees. And I find that such an interesting time as a photographer. I find that an invigorating time because I love the fact that it's not just that green. I mean, don't get me wrong, one of the advantages of where I live is we have some fantastic green foliage here because of the rain, which I criticise so much. It does keep this very lush, it keeps it very fertile ground, and it does mean that we are blessed with a fantastic colour display. My Irish colleagues would go on quite regularly about 40 shades of green. I think there's a lot more than 40 shades if you really look into it, but it's this time when you're starting to get some of the ambers and the reds come out. So what I've done is I've just taken a few photographs, which I'll put up here, nothing special, but just to try and see if I can see those early signs that the slight browning off of the green foliage on some of the plants, the fact that you've got some of the leaves fallen now by the side of the water and they're starting to die off and start bringing some interesting little sights in. We've just had the boats out on the Tarn. There's a boating club, and you'll see some of the boats in here. And I know when I've been on the water myself out here, you look around and it's just a fabulous sight as you're looking across this lake at all the lovely lush foliage and all the fantastic environment that you're sitting in. And it's been really busy today. I've had to wait a little while because there was a load of people. There's a lovely little cafe just up the road as part of the Tarn, and it's been absolutely packed, so I didn't even have time for space for a seat, so I've had to wait for a seat to come along. But it's a really nice place, and there's a lot of people do come out here. It's an interesting place. It's actually it goes back to the Ice Age, this place, because it was carved out by the ice in that, and it's left with this natural water pool about I think it's about 1.5 miles circumference when you walk around it, so it's not a bad little walk, and it's beautifully laid out. If you are disabled, if you're in a wheelchair, or if you have trouble walking, you can still get around this. They put enough time and effort in to make a decent enough surface for that without losing the essence. It doesn't have concrete down everywhere. It's got some small stones and some hard ground, but further around is basically the compacted ground. But it's good enough to be able to get round without making it ridiculously modern, because I hate some of that. So yes, I'm going to leave you on this. I'll leave you some photographs of it right at the end. Just some snaps I've taken. They are literally snaps, just to come out and see what's where and get a little bit of, see what I can do on the glow and things on the water. I haven't brought any filters, I haven't brought anything of fashion about. It's just literally my EM1 Mark 1 and my 14-150, and me pressing a shutter, steady on about f6.3 because I want lots of depth of field, and see what you think. But until the next time, this is Brian James at Micro Four Thirds guy saying keep on watching, keep on taking your camera out, especially on days like this, and especially with scenery like this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.